everybody, my name is Theresa and I will be talking about one of the greatest musicians of all time, John Lennon. After doing various research online and reading interviews with John Lennon, I will discuss his activism towards peace and his achievements in the music industry, which led him to become one of the greatest singers rock has ever produced. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I'm pretty sure we've all heard this quote before and enjoyed it in the song even more. Imagine was written by John Lennon trying to encourage listeners to want a world of peace and love, and it ended up being his best-selling single of his solo career. John Lennon co-founded the Beatles, which was the most commercially successful band in the history of popular music. No matter what generation his music was intended for, everybody genuinely loved it. I remember listening to John Lennon when I was with my dad when I was growing up, and to this day, I'm still a fan of his work. Now I will begin to explore John Lennon's accomplishments through his activism for peace. John Lennon will be known for many things he did with his music, but something that he will also be remembered for is his ideas about peace. John W. Whitehead, a civil rights activist of the Rutherford Institute, stated that John Lennon was the last great iconic anti-war activist of our age. He recognized his own celebrity status, and he used it to not only communicate his ideas about the world, but to change the way people thought about issues today. John Lennon decided to use his celebrity status as a bully pulpit for causes greater than his own self-enrichment. Instead of using all the power and recognition he obtained through his music to make his own life better, he chose to take the opportunity most famous people don't. He used his words trying to make the world a better place for everybody. Time magazine contributor Martin Lewis noticed in his remembrance of Lennon on the 20th anniversary of his death, John Lennon was not God, but he earned the love and admiration of his generation by creating a huge body of work that inspired and led. John Lennon not only tried to enrich the world with peace, he did it through inspiring music which made people genuinely want to follow him. John Lennon once stated that if everybody demanded peace instead of another television set, that there'd be peace. Especially in this day and age where technology runs most aspects of our life, John Lennon wanted us to put our priorities straight and worry about actual issues instead of superficial matters. John took a very active role in trying to persuade people to protest against the Vietnam War. He usually worked with his wife, Yoko Ono, and together they peacefully protested against the war. The most famous things that John Lennon did to ask for peace was to host bed-ins. Bed-ins are when a person will stay in their room for a certain number of days to protest against something. John and Yoko did bed-ins in Montreal and Amsterdam. They stayed in their rooms and recorded Give Peace a Chance, which became a very famous anti-war song. Now that I've told you a little about Lennon's activism through peace, I will discuss the impact he had solely through his music. Jonathan Cott, a journalist, in an interview with John Lennon in the year of 1968, told me that any suspicions that John would be mean, cruel, or brutish never arose, even for the purpose of being pressed down. John Lennon never had to fake acting nice or cover up who he was just a genuine person. Jonathan Cott even stated after the interview, "It's impossible to capture in print John's inflections and pronunciations. Wish you would have been there." In the same interview, John Lennon stated, "There's nothing more fun than talking about your own songs and your own records. I mean, you can't help it. It's your bit, really. We talk about them together. Remember that." It wasn't hard becoming one of the greatest musicians of all time after people heard his music and heard what he was about. Lennon not only spoke out on public issues, but he related to us through songs like Instant Karma. He used his emotions and soul and put our feelings into words that everyone could relate and sing along to. John Lennon won various awards for his music. He even received an Oscar for Let It Be in 1971. In conclusion, like most musicians, John Lennon would speak out to his generation and ongoing generations through his music. A dream you dream alone is only a dream, while a dream you dream together is reality. John Lennon believed in community and the power people had on each other. Today I discussed John Lennon's activism towards peace and his achievements and the impact he had on the music industry. Thank you. Thank you.